Hey there guys, welcome to Arsenal Fan TV, and this is my review of our 3-0 win at Vicarage Road this evening against Watford. A very hard fought 3 points, let me emphasise that. This was a Watford side that in that first half were very impressive, played some really good football, and although we've come away with 3 goals to our name, more importantly the 3 points, it doesn't quite reflect how convincing we were in this match. In that first half, Watford really did have us on the ropes, and they showed, I think, exactly why they warrant their place in this division. I think they've got a lot to offer the Barclays Premier League, and at times we could have been about 2 or 3 goals down in that first half. So certainly were worth their due, and their plaudits in this game because they played some excellent football and certainly showed to be a very impressive unit in this game. But to come away with 3 goals against a side that doesn't concede a lot at home, I believe heading into the game they just conceded 1 goal at Vicarage Road, and that was a penalty to Crystal Palace earlier on in the season. I think it just shows what this Arsenal team is capable of, and considering we've now got 6 goals in 2 games, and that's against Man United and a team that don't concede a lot in Watford, it really is impressive. 2 clean sheets as well, and going into the game against Bayern Munich, irrespective of what happens in that match, it's confidence boosting. It shows a lot of team spirit within the camp, and it just fills me with confidence generally in the way in which we performed. It does show that we can kind of, although it's a 3-0 win, it does show that we can grind out results and play good football at times in the same kind of manner. So I'm pleased with how things have gone today. And to get 3 points, to remain in contention with the likes of City, etc., really does fill me with a lot of confidence. Of course, there was a bit of added pressure on us going into this game with the likes of Chelsea, City and United all winning their respective fixtures. And I think we dealt with that pressure well. Not so well in the first half, but in that second, to come away with the goals that we scored really was impressive from Arsenal. The first half, though, let's get into that first and foremost, because like I say, this was where problems really did start to evidence themselves for us. And it seems to always happen against physical sides that tend to dominate games and tend to win the ball back quite easily off our players. I felt the likes of Cazorla and Coquelin were a little bit exposed in that first half, but nonetheless, they were immaculate in the way we played in the second. Cazorla, just the way he wriggles out of spaces, had another fantastic performance, continued that from his international break as well as the game that he played against United a couple of weeks ago. And Coquelin, the guy continues to grow and grow and grow and grow with each game that goes by. The term world class isn't thrown around a lot, and I'm not saying that that Coquelin is a world class player just yet. I'm very sceptical to use that term, but he's a player that if he continues to do what he does, then he's going to develop into a world class midfielder. I'm adamant that is going to happen to Francis Coquelin. He's played so well and so consistently now for almost the past year. I don't really know what else he has to do to prove himself. He is one of the best players that we've got at the club at this moment in time, and proving to be one of the most important players that we've got within our ranks. But that first half, like I say, wasn't the best from Arsenal, and Watford really did have their first chance through Troy Deeney, who was winning the ball back at will from our players, and he was playing some very good football, very dominant in the middle of the park, and was kind of absolutely everywhere. Although he was a striker, he was really tracking back for his team, working really hard and going about his play in a really good manner, winning the ball back in a very determined fashion. I had a very good chance of goal, which was saved well by Petr Cech, and also Igalo had a very good chance in that first half, which he should have done a lot better with. Those were the 2 real clear-cut chances I can think of from Watford. We probably had our most clear-cut chance through Aaron Ramsey, who I think Ramsey started this game really well, and his general play was very impressive, but his finishing wasn't the best, or they did get on the score sheet. I'll get into that a little bit later. He did miss a very good chance to score, which it's very similar to the chance he had against United. It looked harder to miss, in my opinion. I think that's the exact phrase that I used in the game against United. He should have been putting that one in the back of the net. He does look like a player that, before he got his goal, was going a bit low on confidence, but I'm hoping the goal that he got, although it was a bit of a scruffy one, I don't think he'll care about that. This should give him a bit of confidence, and I hope that his finishing will improve, because he gets into all the right positions. It's just a case of him putting the ball in the back of the net, which I'm hoping he'll do after today's performance. But yeah, I mean, we could have been about 2 or 3-0 down in that first half, really, because we weren't taking chances when they came to us, which were few and far between. Sanchez had a good chance as well, which was just kind of a pop shot in a similar position to where he was in the game against United a couple of weeks ago when he scored the 3rd goal in that game, and there's a good save by Gomez. But apart from that, not too many chances, and Watford weren't really taking theirs when they came to him, which they certainly will live to regret going into that second half, because that's when we really did start to turn the heat. We played some excellent football in that second period of the game. I think Walcott was rightly substituted fairly early on in that second half. He seemed to struggle at times in the way that we were playing. He seemed to be caught offside quite a bit, and against physical teams, maybe it is a preference for us to play Olivier Giroud in these kind of games. He did seem to be more of a focal point of our attack when he came into the game, and I felt that we just benefited more from having Giroud in the team than Theo Walcott in this game. That's just my opinion. Walcott is still a fantastic striker for us at this moment in time, and it's good that we've got, you know, all these goal scoring options really. We've got Giroud on who can get goals. He came on, scored a goal today. We've got Walcott. I mean, we still got Danny well, but to come back, goals coming from here, there, and everywhere at Arsenal, and you know, we're just playing some good football and getting a lot of people on the score sheet, which is exactly what we needed, considering that we didn't get that striker in the summer, and we're playing some really good football at that. Like I say, 6 goals in 2 games really does show quite how impressive our goal scoring ability is. But we got our first goal for Alexis Sanchez, and it was great work. First of all by Santi Cazorla, threading the ball into Mesut Ozil, who played it into Sanchez, and it was one of the more easier chances that Sanchez had on goal, and he made no mistake in putting it in the back of the net. I think Ozil would have been awarded a penalty if Sanchez had missed, but thankfully Sanchez put it in the back of the net. And Ozil and Sanchez really do seem to be figuring out an understanding with one another. And it's really impressive to see that Ozil had another fantastic display today, getting 2 assists on the score sheet. Really subtle in the way he goes about his play, but no mistakes in how he gets, in how he provides and sources out our other players. So a great performance from Ozil, a great goal for Alexis Sanchez. After that, he did seem to tire out, but he is just such a pit bull in the way that he goes about his play, Sanchez. He had an excellent game, and it's good to see that he got substituted in that second half before he passed out. But Giroud came on, like I say, for Theo Walcott. He got a goal himself. Again, Mesut Ozil, the provider, playing it into him with a very good ball out on that right-hand side into Giroud, who blazed it right into the top of the net. A great goal for Giroud, and again, emphasises quite how many goal-scoring options we have within the team. Another striker for us. Like I say, he seemed to be the focal point of the attack when he came on, played some good stuff. Although at times he did appear to be a little bit clumsy, but you know, given he hasn't had much playing time for Arsenal recently, you may expect that. But he's done well to get his goal, given the limited game time he's had recently for us. Giroud certainly warrants the goal that he got in this game. It was a great position for him to be in, and Ozil again got a good assist for us. He came off as well, Mesut Ozil, a little bit later. We saw Mikel Arteta and Oxlade-Chamberlain introduced. I thought they could have had a bit of an impact on the game, but thankfully, we did get our 3rd goal towards the closing stage of the game through Aaron Ramsey, and a goal that he so desperately needed. It was first of all Hector Bellerin making a great bursting run forward, playing it into Ramsey, who got through a few players and then just placed it past Gomez, who could have done a little bit better, but Ramsey really won't care about that. It wasn't the prettiest goals that you'll ever see, but a goal that, like I say, he so desperately needed. I'm hoping this will rejuvenate his goal-scoring form, and hopefully he'll just lay off the gas a little bit in terms of trying to get on the score sheet, because like I've mentioned previously, his all-round play today was fantastic. It's just a case of laying off the goals and not putting so much pressure on himself to get on the score sheet. But thankfully he's done it today. That'll give him a bit more confidence. Heading into the game against Bayern, this is the exact kind of result that we've needed going into a game which really does hold quite a lot of stature for us. If we win that game, then you know, we're very much in contention to qualify from the group stages. But I mean, that is a big ask against one of what is arguably the best team in the world. But anyway, guys, those have been my thoughts on our 3-0 win away from home at Vicarage Road this evening. Please leave your thoughts in the comments box below. Let me know what you thought of the game. Subscribe to Arsenal Fan TV. Do make sure to like this video if you have enjoyed it. And as always, we'll be speaking to you soon.
Ty, what can you say about that? That was an excellent performance today.
Absolutely brilliant. I mean, I heard what Claude was saying. I wouldn't agree. We always argue. I would say it's ours to win.